Hi everyone. What we're doing this week is we are going to read one of my favorite art books first, and it's called Beautiful Oops. It's by Barney Salzberg. It's a fantastic book about making art and just going with your mistakes, anything that happens. And then you are going to draw a picture of your family. This is the example that I made, and you can see I have my husband, I have me, I have my oldest son Blake, and my younger son Connor. And I tried to make our outfits kind of show who we are. I have my Innovative Learning Academy shirt on. My son has to wear a uniform at his school, so he's wearing his uniform. And Connor goes to UTA, so he's wearing a UTA shirt. And that's basically it. And the big lesson you want to learn from this week is that if you make a mistake in your art, it's okay. You can either find a way to make it work, like you actually did it on purpose, or you can just not worry about it and move on. I did make a few mistakes by coincidence. Let me switch camera views so I can show you a little better. Okay, so I made a couple of mistakes by accident. One, when I was coloring my husband's jeans, I accidentally went outside the line, but I chose to just not worry about it. And most of you probably didn't even notice it a second ago when you first looked at my picture. Another mistake I made, it may be really hard for you to see, but when I was coloring my sky, I accidentally got a little bit of it on Blake's shirt. I only have 3 fingers and 1 thumb. Little things like that. Your art is never going to be 100% perfect. Mistakes happen because we're human. We're not little art robots cranking out perfect art like a machine. We're human, and that's part of what actually makes it more interesting and unique are the mistakes that we make. So the lesson you're going to learn from this book in just a second is that mistakes happen, or oops, and you go with it. You make it work, and you don't get upset about it. You just move on, and you take it as a lesson learned. Okay, so let's read the book, and then we will get started on our self-portraits, or not self-portraits, family portraits. Beautiful Oops by Barney Salzberg from Workman Publishing in New York. Oops! A torn piece of paper. Ooh, look at that. How many of you would think, oh, I gotta throw that paper away? But he turned it into an alligator's mouth, and he says it's just the beginning. And look how fantastic that is. Every spill has lots and lots of possibilities. Look at how he turned that into different things. He turned the spill into, I think that's an elephant. He turned the spill into a family of little platypuses or ducks or birds of some sort. And he turned it into a bunch of puppy dogs. Isn't that neat? Bent paper. See how the corner is bent? He turned it into a little, like, penguin mouth. Look at that. It's something to celebrate. How cool is that? Every little drip of paint. Look at those little drops. Let your imagination run wild. You turn that one into a little pig, and then you turn this one into the tires on the car. So again, you would probably think, oh no, I dripped these drops of paint on my paper. I gotta throw it away and start over. But you don't. A scrap of paper. Look at that. How many of you would think, trash, throw it away, recycle it? But he took it and made it into a dog. And he said it can be fun to play with. A smudge and a smear. Because again, who would think, throw it away, messed up? But he makes magic appear. He turned that into a bunny's face and a fish. Look how perfect that fish is. And the bunny's catching the fish. She's fishing. A stain has potential if you play with its shape. Look, he turned a hot cocoa stain into a frog on a lily pad. Isn't that adorable? Holes are worth exploring. Look at that. Let me see if I can kind of get it under the camera there. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love this book. So when you think you have made a mistake, oops, think of it as an opportunity to make something, there it is, beautiful. Look at that. So he turned all these smudges and smears and tears and folds into beautiful, amazing art. So the thing I want you to learn from this is when you make a mistake, it's okay, because you can turn that mistake into something really, really neat. And then people will never know. And also when you make just a little mistake like I did on my picture, most people are not going to notice. It's just something that you really notice. Everyone else looks at it and sees a really neat picture of your family and they really like it. So don't be so hard on yourself. Be happy, have an open mind, which means you're open to new possibilities, just like he was. And taking a piece of torn paper that most people would throw away, and he turns it into an alligator's mouth. Okay? So let's get started on our family portrait. Okay, so I have all my supplies here ready to go. I have my markers, I have my crayons, I have an eraser, a Sharpie, and a pencil. Now, if you don't have an eraser like this, that's okay. You can always use whatever eraser's at the end of your pencil or whatever it is you happen to have at home. If you don't have a black Sharpie, that's okay too, because you can always outline with a black crayon, or you can outline with a regular black marker. Now, for those of you, especially those of you in kindergarten, it is very important that you understand Sharpies are permanent. And what that means is if you get this ink on your clothes or your furniture, it is not going to come off. So that's what permanent means. It means it's there for good. If you get it on your skin, you can see I wrote a note for myself yesterday to remember, and it's lighter than it was yesterday. It will come off, but sometimes you have to wash your hands quite a few times before it comes off. So it's really important that you understand that about Sharpies. When we're up at the school, people that are doing the in-person learning, we do use black Sharpies here because I, of course, keep an eye on everyone and we're really super, super careful. But for those of you that are at home doing the Virtual Learning Academy, obviously that is a decision for you and your parents to make, okay? Now what you need to do is hit pause, get all your supplies together, and then come back and we will draw our family portrait. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to fast forward when I'm drawing mine. That way you can watch me real quick and kind of get an idea, and then you can hit the pause button and draw your family portrait. So again, I'm going to fast forward during mine. It's going to be super fast. I don't mean for you to try to draw at the same time as me because I'm going to be going way too fast. Just watch Miss Thompson first and then hit pause and draw your picture. Okay? So I'll see you on the other side of me drawing my family portrait. Okay, and there's my family picture. I put CNBC Thompson because we're the Thompson family, and the color is still CNBC because my husband's name Cash. My first name is Nanette, and then Blake and Connor. So Cash, Nanette, Blake, Connor. All right, and my husband has black hair and tan skin, so I use that on him. Blake and I both have really light skin and blonde hair, and then Connor's kind of in between me and my husband. He has kind of a really light tan skin and brown hair, and you can see I also made a background. Notice my sky goes all the way to the ground. We don't want to leave a white hole in the middle. My sun and my clouds, I filled up the space, and I did my best work. Okay, I cannot wait to see your family pictures. Hopefully you will share them with me so I can use them in the virtual art show. And like I said, I'm just really looking forward to seeing you and your family. Feel free to include any pets or put yourselves in a particular place, like it could be in front of your house or in your yard, or maybe where you went on vacation recently. Basically anything goes. Just be sure you do your best work and you fill up the page. You want to draw nice and big. Okay, so have fun. Be sure you share your pictures with me, and I'll see you next week.